Each of the M-Class seats is comfortable and spacious for passengers of any height. The capacity of the trunk will be the envy of many classmates, 635/2020 liters versus 490/2130 liters for the Lexus RX 300 and 465/1550 liters for the BMW X5. Bodies of Mercedes ML are well protected from corrosion. Off-road, these cars drive a little, so when buying, first of all, you need to look for hidden damage of urban origin. Traces of rust, which can be found on the frame in places where the anti-corrosion coating is damaged, should not be alarming. It is similar to that used on the G-Class, and therefore has a sufficient margin of safety. Even the basic version of the M-Class is richly equipped, up to the obligatory air conditioner, which was replaced by climate control after restyling. Cars have power steering, ABS brakes, front power windows. Most copies are equipped with an electronic stability program, ESP. In addition, the luxury versions have a leather interior, a sunroof, rear power windows, and power seats. We must not forget that the cabin servo mechanisms should be serviced by specialists in a timely manner. When buying an ML, you need to make sure that all buttons and switches work. Passive safety Mercedes is traditionally on top. In a side collision, the body provides protection for passengers by 100%, in a frontal collision by 63%, which gave Euro NCAP grounds to assign 4 stars to the model. The weakest representative of the M-Class was the petrol ML 230, produced in Europe. The modest power of the 2.3-liter, 150 horsepower, was the reason for the low demand for this model. But pay attention to it if you are looking for an inexpensive option. ML 500 in Ukraine is much smaller. They are really good on the move, but require more frequent front suspension repairs and powertrain mount replacements. The top version of the ML 55 AMG with a V-shaped 8 of 5.5 liters, 347 horsepower, stands a little apart. It is the most stuffed and the most expensive. Of the diesel engines, we can only meet the modification of the ML 270 CDI, 163 horsepower, with a 2.7-liter inline 5-cylinder diesel engine. The ML turbo diesel power system is of the common rail type. Its elements are expensive to repair, so buying such cars on the secondary market, especially given the quality of domestic diesel fuel, is very risky. All units are reliable and durable. 200,000 kilometers, in reality, wound by many of the Mercedes MLs sold today, is only the prime of life for the famous Mercedes engines. The gas distribution mechanism of the engines is driven by a chain serving at least 300,000 kilometers. Interestingly, not a single unit was equipped with 2 valves per cylinder. There are either 3 or 4 of them. Minor problems are caused by natural wear and tear and poor fuel quality. Due to clogging, some of the numerous sensors and injector nozzles fail. The machine is frame, all-wheel drive is made permanent, and the transmission has a low gear, which is activated by pressing a button. Instead of differential locks, the Germans came up with the 4 ETS system, which slows down the slipping wheels to redistribute the moment to others. This electronic simulator is convenient for novice drivers, but requires careful handling of the accelerator, as it turns on with a delay due to which the spinning wheel has time to dig into the ground. After the modernization of 2001, 4 ETS began to work faster. However, Emilia should not be driven into serious off-road conditions, since the clearance, 200 mm, and suspension travel are too small. For such rides it is better to purchase G-Class. The ML's transmissions were both manual, 5 and 6-speed, and automatic. Automatics, 5-speed, adaptive, with the possibility of manual switching. They were not installed only on the ML 230. The transmission on cars of the first years of production can puzzle the owner. Already in the second 100,000 kilometers, it may be necessary to replace the bearings of the shafts of the automatic transmission. Therefore, ACP needs to be diagnosed in a timely manner. Another place of probable malfunction is the electric motor of the downshift drive. It is located under the bottom end, like any electrical appliance, is afraid of dampness and salt. After 120 to 150,000 kilometers, the propeller shaft outboard bearing should be checked, which often wears out by this time. On machines of the first years of production, it was replaced along with the cardan. The Mercedes ML has good driving characteristics. Off-road bumps are absorbed. On the highway, the SUV boasts easy handling, although the body shakes noticeably at small joints. The suspension of all wheels is independent lever, 2 A-shaped transverse levers near all wheels, plus 1 more distance near each rear. Torsion bars serve as elastic elements in the front, springs in the back. The chassis is able to serve on city roads up to 70 to 100,000 kilometers, and then it will require the replacement of many components: ball bearings, shock absorbers, lever bushings, and jet rods. All upper ball joints are replaced only together with the levers. The lower ones can be changed separately. In some cases, penny rear bushings fail earlier than expensive ball ones, starting to creak. At the same time, worn ball joints can die for a long time and silently. Therefore, the correct and conscientious diagnosis of the chassis is very important. The steering, equipped with hydraulic booster, rarely reminds of itself. Even the weakest parts, tie rod ends, need to be replaced no earlier than after 100,000 kilometers. M-Class is a great option for those who love Mercedes and at the same time want to drive a prestigious SUV, comfortable, fast, safe. Like most models of this brand, the car is as fashionable as it is practical. The traditional flip side of the medal called Mercedes is high maintenance costs, but for most owners of such cars this is not a decisive factor.